Okay, and again, welcome back to Mind the Back Chat, episode 3, where we are talking about
Social media.
social media. And I mean, I don't think there's a bigger subject worldwide right now than social media. I mean, it dominates absolutely everything.
And look at us now. We're doing a podcast. This is a platform for social media.
I mean, we've got a Twitter, we've got an Instagram, we've got
YouTube.
YouTube,
Everything.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify is social media?
I
it
believe
is.
so.
There's a lot of podcasts on there, aren't there?
Exactly. So why can't we classify that as a social media? Because social media, in essence, it's in the name. Anything where you're spreading
Yeah.
something to society, socially, but it's a media.
It's mental because I've also got my own private Facebook, I've got my own private Instagram, I've then got my work Instagram. You've got a website.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you've got all those other things as well. And I've actually got another Instagram account that I'm thinking of starting soon as well. That's completely derived from osteopathy, completely derived from anything else. It's actually called The Benchmark.
Interesting. And what's that about?
So when I go on holiday, I
Yeah.
always look for like the best bench.
Oh God. Okay. But
Yeah.
you know what?
And then I take a picture on it.
Yeah.
The comfort, the lumbar support, the view, accessibility,
That's
maintenance.
actually so funny. But it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I have got the Instagram page.
Oh my
Like
God.
I've got the logo and everything. I just
Look.
need to go travelling.
That name is pretty damn good. I think the kind of thing is pretty niche. You've brought in a little bit of osteopathy into that. So I think
Oh, yeah.
people would just sort of
I'm
put a band
going to tag the location in so people can go try these benches.
and just
Because I'm
sort
a
of...
real son of a bench.
God, shoot me.
That's the name of the thing.
Oh, really?
It wasn't the benchmark. I
Oh.
thought the benchmark was good, but son of a bench is better. 'Cause I'm a son of a bench. But anyway, social media, that is where most things are. And, you know, for me, I've always loved being creative. And I've always loved watching videos and seeing reels or YouTube clips of like just jokey things. And since the get-go, I've always wanted to spread the word of osteopathy, but I was too shy.
Yeah.
I was too afraid. I saw other people doing it. I was like, oh, that's amazing. I could see them growing. Part of me was jealous, but I was also like, I was very anxious and worried about how people would perceive me and if that would take away from the professionalism of me as an osteopath. And it wasn't until 2 years after practicing that I kind of went, and it's exactly the same like this. I went, I want to do this.
Yeah.
It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I want to do. And I must admit the reception for it has been great. And people come up to me, other osteopaths, and say, oh, I love your videos, man.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, before I met you, I obviously knew that you worked at OsteoAllies, and I was looking at your videos on Instagram, and I used to go, you know what? I need my quality of Instagram videos, reels, and everything like that to be the same quality as
No
yours.
way.
So TJ used to come up to me and go, you know, you should look at some of his reels,
Yeah.
have a bit of inspiration, and just try and take some notes because his videos are on point. They look
Oh,
very
thanks, man.
professionally made. This is something I've never told you actually.
It's
so
all done with like a £10 Amazon phone stand
yeah,
and my phone camera, and I just edit it on the app. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing special behind. But when I hear that stuff, it makes me kind of frustrated that I didn't start sooner.
yeah,
But also, that's why we do reels together now, though.
yeah. So if you guys do follow us on Instagram, Gabriel G Fit and G Badost,
Dot lost. The
Dot
dot is
lost.
very important.
then you'll actually see a lot of our reels. And
Like, don't get us wrong. I'm nothing big. You're bigger than me on your account.
well, to be honest, I think so. We're going to jump on a little bit with social media in that aspect and
Yeah.
how I kind of built up a little bit, because prior to let's say maybe 6 months ago,
Yeah.
I maybe had only 700 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
That was just basically through my own doings
People
and
finding you,
Exactly.
patients, colleagues, everything like that.
yeah, and people enjoying some of my reels and whatnot.
Good content.
Yeah, exactly. However, then I started doing some private work with YouTuber Deji,
Yeah.
And-
Shout out, Deji.
comedy gamer, and essentially he then really appreciated my work and what I was doing
I mean, fair
using
enough. You're good at what you
osteopathy, and I was helping him out with his injuries, his performance, and just seeing how we can essentially make things work. And this was for his FusiTube fight. And one day
do.
after,
The wolf
yeah, exactly, after the FusiTube fight,
slapped up.
Oh my god, it was insane. It was
Slap
insane.
Like, that's another thing. Like, don't sleep on the crossover boxing. It's exciting.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people like it's not real boxing, and I think they know they're not like pros, like pro, like. But they're training hard. They put the effort in, and I tell you what, if you're looking for entertainment, it's worth the
entertainment.
There are some very exciting YouTube
yeah.
boxers. Everyone knows like KSI. Deji's had the win now. He fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Which again you're at. And then, but you've also got other people like Salt Pappy.
Yeah. Really nice
Really
guy.
skillful.
Really nice guy. Really skillful.
King Kenny as well.
Yeah.
And like, so you got all these really exciting YouTubers coming through on that scene, and again, their social medias.
And the thing is, then there's the crossover between what I do with them and them actually
And they
posting about me.
They use osteopathy.
Yeah.
But what a great area for you to grow, because then, again, it's all about collaboration. You working with these guys, also showing osteopathy is not just about backs. We can help them with their shoulders, their preparation, their muscles, their rehabilitation from heavy training sessions, recovering from injuries. And then they put that out to their followers who don't know what an osteopath is. That's the power social media has.
Exactly. And the thing is, so I did the PhysioTube fight with Deji. He posted about me sort of saying, shout out to my osteopath Gabe.
I did see that and I was kind of fanboying.
Yeah, and actually it was hilarious because that day my phone absolutely blew up.
Nuts.
I was getting follower after follower and it raised me to about 1,200.
Yeah. What are you now, 16?
14, 30.
Mental.
Which,
You know, 6 months ago you were half that.
Exactly. So that's all it takes. And realistically, is that a matter of, okay, what Deji did? Yes, 100%.
But it's
He
also
gave me that exposure, but then the content kind of pushed that forward because they could have easily just went, actually, I don't really like his content, so I'm going to unfollow.
I think a lot of social media is, you want to be a bit different as well. And I think that's what me and you've created a little bit as well, is we've got this kind of bromance.
Yeah.
Where it's just like...
Let's not deny it, please.
Yeah. Well, we come in, and this is like the whole reason behind the podcast, because when I first met you, within an hour of meeting each other, we made a reel. But also, whenever we meet up, we're like, right, we're going to post Thursdays, Sundays. Like today, we'll finish this and we'll go to work and we'll be like, right, we have 5 minutes, let's do a reel or something. Just so that we had the content rolling over, because people want consistency.
Yeah.
People want quality content. And whilst we have fun making fun reels about just jokey things, all osteopathic related, we do some serious ones as well. And, you know, it attracts a whole wide range of audience. And again, I guess that's what we're looking for here.
Yeah. It's just... we want to try and make it fun, but at the same time show you guys that we are just as professional as well as fun.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of osteopathy, is that we are not monotonous. We are very much
human.
Exactly. So even within this, we were sort of speaking about how we're going to try and bring social media to a little different platform where we're going to go to pastry shops, restaurants, and just do little reviews as osteopaths about what the food is.
Like, of course, we're talking about osteopathy.
Yeah.
But today's episode is about social media.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily focused on osteopathy. But also we want to focus on ourselves, we want to focus on just things that we do, what we find enjoyable, but also our guests. We want to learn about our guests, not just on a medical aspect, perspective, but just them as a person.
Yeah.
Because
it's
so
important.
we're all human.
Exactly.
And people don't follow you because of just what content you produce. They follow you for the person that you are, I think.
Yeah. And what you can bring to them. And actually that will start to reflect massively.
Better movement.
Exactly. And it reflects massively onto how many likes you get onto your pictures and the different content that you bring forward, because you start to realize, well, actually, this image got this amount of likes, whereas this image got half of that. And then you start to see the difference. Well, actually, the one that got half the likes, that's not got me in it at all.
Yeah.
And the one that's got me in it, actually, it starts to get double the amount of likes. Not to inflate my ego. No, it's not got about me. It's that they see my personality. They see me. They see a connection between me and the content rather than being completely split from it.
Yeah.
Even though I posted a picture, a really beautiful picture about the Amalfi Coast and on my holiday, it didn't really get any likes because people weren't able to relate to that content. So where does osteopathy and social media really find that balance? It's actually the people and the type of content that you're bringing forward and how you can make it relatable to the viewers.
And there's so many good content creators out there. I think I mentioned in our first episode, Dapper Chiro. Chiropractor really does a lot of motivational messages and gym training ones, and also shows some of his techniques. And so he reached out to a general audience as well to boost people. And I really like some of the content, and I like reaching out to people I like watching their videos, or I've met, because I'm like, you have the right energy, you want to be creative and
He's
fun.
so chilled. Whenever I look at any of his videos, you can just sort of see him. He's like, yeah, man. Like,
but he liked Bushu. He liked Bushu for the day as well. There's another osteopath, Anna Stevens, owns her own business.
Yep.
Really, really nice. I saw she was doing videos as well, and I thought, you've got the right energy. I want to, you know, she has more followers than me. And I was like, I just want to do a video with you just because I think it'll be fun. And I'll tell you what, we had such a laugh filming it, and it did really well. And again, another reason with this podcast, I want to get a group of people on and, like, you know, have conversations, because the collaboration, when you're talking to somebody who's passionate and loves what they do, that's what's important. Because I enjoy making the content. If I ever stop enjoying making content, I'm not going to post it, because I know people are going to look at it and know I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, so I actually work a little bit with King Kenny from the Beta Squad.
Oh yeah,
and
of course, yeah.
I saw him
Mad
yesterday.
knockout power.
Yeah. Oh my god, the best jab in influencer boxing.
DK Money got to smooth.
Let's put that out there.
Jabs.
Amazing jab, amazing technique. He has
He
so
the haters
much.
wrong.
Look at his physique. When he fights, you know he trains so hard. I've seen him.
You've seen the footage as well. He puts up.
So.
Because isn't it his brother Daly?
Yeah. So the Daily Effect, you know, shout out to him. Amazing coach. The way he tries to burst and drive the influencers, it's amazing. I saw Kenny fight someone who was 20 something kilos heavier than him.
Mental. That's a lot as well.
Huge.
In the boxing world, that weight classes.
Yeah, I think it was 6 rounds, and he held his own.
What, 3 minutes?
Dude, this guy was a professional boxer. Like,
but this is what I mean. This is why you can't sleep on it.
Yeah.
Because these guys put the work in.
Yeah, and he was getting punch after punch after punch, and Kenny just took every single one of those without flinching. This guy was on another level.
But I think that's why also people may looked at Kenny before the DK Money fight and thought, yeah, he's got a good jab, he's got the right technique, but he hasn't got the knockout power, because you can tell he knows a bit about, he knows his stuff about boxing. But he really put the haters. So I started watching that fight, I was like, okay, the jab's back out, 30 seconds in, still waiting for something, and then out of nowhere, that I think it was a right hook, just came out and just caught the chin, and I was like, do you know what, he's put the haters to bed, and that cowboy hat did it, so he's got to wear the cowboy hat every time.
Yeah. But on top of that, he's done so well with his content and his social media, in my opinion, because he is the exact same person online as he is in person.
Well, I had a lucky chance of meeting him the other day as well, and you know,
really,
I think a lot of people think when you meet these social media aspects, and maybe you will meet some who may have inflated egos, but he was a genuine, down to earth.
Yeah.
Guy.
There are so many of them that you'll probably meet and you'll think, actually, this guy is not the person that I was expecting to meet. He's completely different online to what he is in person. But Kenny.
But also that's like a good thing, is that they know how to attract their audience, but when they're away from it, they know how to step away. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes again, it could be inflated egos, but you know.
Yeah, you see both sides of the world.
Exactly.
You see both sides of the world. And actually, shout out to Kenny. He's an amazing guy, really chilled. Whenever he comes in to get treatment, you just like...
Just an
easy conversation, easy going, normal patient, and just goes with the flow. Really chilled, really chilled.
And again, like, you know, you create those loops, there, you get connections with them, you go up on their stories again, you start to grow. Again, social media has a great way for osteopaths attracting patients. Communicating with patients. When I post videos with you, I always tag the clinic we work in, tag each other.
Yeah.
We post it to our stories. I put it on TikTok, as I have a TikTok as well.
Yeah.
And you know, you do get messages where it's like, oh, where do you work? Or you have people. My favourite thing is when we post any kind of reel, especially one that's maybe doing stretches and exercises, when people save it, because people have looked at it and gone, I need this, that helps.
Yeah.
So I did one recently on like rounded shoulders. I did one on necks.
Mm-hmm.
Did one on necks. 200 plus saves.
No way.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, and you may go 200 saves. That's not many
That's
people.
nothing, but actually,
like for the following that I have, which is only it sticks at 603, it goes up
Yeah.
by one, down by one, up by one.
yeah.
But for 600, like
That's pretty good.
I only started a year ago in October. This October, because again, as I said, I was too nervous to, and I started it, posted one picture, didn't post for 2 months, and then I went on holiday. And I was just like, why am I wasting my time not doing this? It's something I'm passionate about. If people don't like it, people don't like it, but at least I know I've given it a go. And I think that's the main thing with a lot of things. Just do what you want to do.
You need to be yourself. You really need to be yourself.
And that's another reason why we're doing this podcast. And I chose you, and I approached you with the option of doing a podcast because we were just like, get on, we're ourselves, let's have a conversation.
And we can talk for a good half hour without any problem whatsoever.
Exactly.
And any sort of stopping, because for us, this is just a simple conversation between us. It's nothing so special. It's just the way
But it's
we
not
are.
like it's not like at any point are we kind of like, oh gosh, still talking about it. It's kind of like it's all exciting because it's like this is osteopathy.
Yeah.
It's something we got similar passions about it, and you know we do reels together as well, so it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah, no,
And I think again we've seen the power social media can have in a positive light. Again, people reaching out to us, other osteopaths approaching us saying that, oh, we've seen you, can we do a video with you?
But there is a negative side.
There is a massive negative side to it.
Because
it can be consuming.
Yeah. Number one. But number two, there's when you are coming from a background where you're pushing a lot of knowledge and you're pushing a lot of education out there, there are going to be people who are going to turn around and go, you are spreading misinformation. So it makes it so important that actually, as much as we want to try and bring forward social media that is very much to our personality, there are going to be people who are going to turn around and go, no, delete that because you are spreading misinformation. And you go, where?
Yeah, well,
where?
Also people will just have different opinions with regards to things. As we said in the first episode, no osteopath will have the same idea, will treat the same way, everyone thinks differently. But again, this is another thing I like about social media space and what we're doing here is we want to get those people on and have a conversation and get to know the person. Like, okay, they can say what they want, but I'm interested to know why they want to say that.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about having the discussion. Some people may just be jealous as well sometimes, and you know, poke shots because people do that nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, and it's horrible to see some of the hate some people get, but you know, that's why it's important to surround yourself with other people, like-minded people as well, that support you and, you know, champion
life.
you.
Yeah, reality of life. I think people are either going to love you or hate you, whether you like it or not.
And that's why I was scared of starting this.
Yeah, to get the hate.
Because I was scared of hate, because I see it on a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube. I think a lot of people do now instead of TV.
Yeah.
I think people's attention spans aren't long enough for half-an-hour episodes of like TV shows.
Yeah.
And YouTube's a great place, but you see some of the hate people get. That's just not required. Some of the horrible racial abuse as well that's out there.
Oh God, tell me about it.
But like that's the scary place it is.
Yeah.
So there are negatives like that, but also I think on a personal level, I used to at the start get really down. Like if I posted a video, I remember I posted one of my first ever jokey videos. It got 2,000 views. Loads of people liked it, and I only had like 80 followers at the time. And then a couple of months later, got more followers. I say I was at about 200. I posted another video that I put a lot of effort into. Didn't hit the algorithm. Didn't get many likes, and I used to let that really affect me. And be like, And now I just kind of like now I post something, I just turn away because it's like
leave it. I'm
not going to do something if it makes me feel sad. I want to do it if I'm enjoying it. I enjoy what I post. I think my stuff's good quality.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm happy with it when I post it. If people want to like it, if people want to follow it, great. I'm just going to be me. And I think, but the thing is though, if you have somebody who doesn't like it, or you know, it's always going to hit harder. Always going to hit harder. But I think that's the negative, is that it can be mentally consuming.
Yeah, because you make it just completely go into your mind, and then you let the emotions spiral. Massively spiral, and then you start to go, oh God. Which brings on the question of, what do people want on Instagram
but when you
or
get a good
social
video,
media?
you go nuts.
Yeah. So
like we had that one time.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, bro? It's nothing personal.
Like that blew up.
Next,
for us. For the following we had, for what we had, you know,
1,300, 400
68,000 views,
Exactly.
many saves.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
And it was just a
Absolutely
comedy
nowhere.
one. It wasn't like this is going to educate you in any
5
way.
seconds.
But
5-second video. That's all it was.
But that's a real lift you get with it as well, because you're like, oh, people are out there watching the content, and as long as people are enjoying it, I think that's all that mattered to us.
And that is what people want.
Yeah.
So people just want to find, as I kind of asked a question about what do people want on Instagram, it's a little bit of a mix.
Some people just want an escape.
Yeah.
So that's why we do a mixture.
Yeah. Just being able to go, well, actually, I look forward to the next post, which is why we do 2 or 3 posts every single week, because we know that actually one of those posts will hit one part of our following.
Yeah.
Whether they like the educational side, that's fantastic. If they like the funny side, that's fantastic. You're just going to have to wait up until Thursday or Sunday.
Well, I've just remembered the post that I'm going to do for us today is the bloopers.
Yeah. To one of our videos.
Oh, man, that's so funny.
Oh, God.
I was watching that back on the train on the way into London yesterday. Oh, it's so funny. The resistance bands just flying everywhere. You're evil.
Yeah, because what happens is I'm pulling onto the resistance band while he's trying to do the exercise. I let go of it. The look of disappointment on your face.
It was sheer shock, like, I could have died.
Oh, yeah. You're like, I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
And it was hilarious.
But that's again another reason why I love it, because it's just fun. It's recording our personality, and that's just how we are. The bloopers are just capturing what we're actually like filming the video.
Yeah.
And I think that again makes it more wholesome. But also, the reason why we're both on social media, the reason why this podcast exists, the reason why everything of this is going on, is because we just want to help osteopathy grow.
Yeah, massively. It's the only reason we kind of do it, because at the end of the day,
we want business.
But at the
that's
same
still
time,
growing
that's
osteopathy.
exactly, because the more people see us, the more people come to see us for treatment, the more they start to realise, well, actually, this stuff works.
And also they go, I know their personality a little bit, because I've listened to them, watched them, heard them, seen them, and they go, actually, they sound like they know what they're talking about. I could also have a conversation with this guy and know that I'd be chilled out, laugh, and I've had it. Well,
I remember you saying this.
I had it at Anisha's OsteoAllies clinic that we work at, and she had a patient come in, sat out on the waiting room. I come out and say, "Oh, hi there, you were here to see Anisha," and she was like, "Yeah, I am." I was like, "Do you need anything? Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I was like, "Yeah, she'll be out in a minute. Go back in my room." Go and see Anisha. She leaves. Anisha comes in and says, "Yeah, a patient I just had." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, she's a fan of mine on Instagram, and she's also a fan of yours on Instagram." She said she noticed you and got a bit starstruck. And I was like, dude, I only have like 500 followers, but you know.
It makes you very humbled.
But what she said is, she said, oh, he's just as nice as he is on his Instagram as he is in person. And that's just like, good.
Yeah. The way you want to reflect on Instagram, social media and everything else has to be a reflection of what you like in person.
And that's why, as we said earlier, it's nice when you meet these big social media guys because you go, oh, actually, they are just down to earth people. The ones that we haven't, I've met and experienced are.
Yeah, and I've had a little bit of that as well, because recently I had a patient of mine, he went on to my website.
Yeah.
From my website, he went onto my Instagram, looked at a lot of my videos, and he was like, oh yeah, he looks pretty chill.
Yeah.
When he did come to see me in the clinic, he was like, oh yeah, I watched all of your videos, I followed you like 2-3 days ago, and oh my god, the energy you have is exactly the same as you have in clinic. And I was like, you know what? I really love that, because that's exactly what I want. I want you guys to feel as though I don't change between Instagram and real life me.
Oh, you don't. Yeah, you don't want to become anything you're not. And as soon as you start, because you're not, because then you come across as fake.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that. Especially in our job, you don't want to be fake.
And that's a huge thing at the moment with what's going on. I'm going to bring someone up, James Corden, where people are starting to realise a little bit.
Well, it was the World Cup game, England versus America. They were like, the loser keeps James Corden.
Or even when he went to a restaurant and he was treating the waiters and waitresses like...
I think I've treated people who've worked with him and they said he's...
Yeah, so have I. So it starts to correlate with everything. I actually met him once and asked him for an autograph, only for him to turn around and go, do I really have to? And I went, no, you're fine. I'm gonna
like,
leave.
Maybe I kind of get it as well. Like at the end of the day, they're human. They want to go out and just chill out with their family, chill out with their friends.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, maybe some of them are like, I'd rather you just come up to me and have a conversation with me. Fine. Or if they're in a hurry, I get it. But there's always a way of saying it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm so... Because whenever I have been with Deji, we kind of, if we are going to a restaurant or anything else, and fans go up to him, we do kind of try and be nice because he feels as though he doesn't want to say anything negative.
Yeah.
So we kind of step in and we go, well, actually, we're just having a little bit of dinner, so could we please not do anything, no photos, no autographs or anything.
I think
we're
that's
just
a
trying to have
fair
a
way to
relaxing
approach
dinner.
it, because then people go like, well, at least he was polite about it.
Yeah.
And I think people nowadays more and more go, they are real personalities, they are actually real people.
Yeah.
I'll back off a little bit.
Exactly. We still want the privacy to be able to do our own things.
Like one of my favourite guys is JME.
Oh yeah, he's
like
wicked.
the Grime King.
He's
because
wicked.
like he's just straight up. He says to him like, don't come up to me and ask me for a photo. Come up to me and have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
And he's like such a humble guy. Well, that's even. I'm not going to sit here and go like, me and JME best buds, talk to him all the time. Never met the guy, never spoken to him, but I've seen him in podcasts, I've seen him in videos and stuff like that, and he always just comes across really down to earth, and with fan interactions he's really nice and stuff like that. So again,
it's pretty cool.
There's
it's
a
pretty
level.
nice.
There's a
Yeah.
level.
It's nice to see when actually they are human and they are consistent.
Yeah.
So you do have people who are consistent, like Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais, he grills everyone and anyone, but at least you know that in real life he's exactly like that.
Yeah, and it's also done in a good way.
Yeah. And you kind of go, okay, you know what? Yes, he could be a little bit of an a-hole,
Yeah.
but actually, at least he's consistent
At
with
least he's
it.
a funny a-hole.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I think that's a good place to finish there. Ricky Gervais is a good a-hole.
yeah.
A-hole jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's social media in the osteopathic world.
How do we lay into the social media? How do we fit into it? How does the negativity affect us? How does the positivity affect us? How have we grown? How have we tried to really
What's
push
the
forward
goal? Yeah.
social media? The goal is really that we try and spread osteopathy onto the social media.
100%. That's
So-
the whole point of this podcast.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 3 to an end.
Episode 3. I mean, that's episode. They're flying off the rails right now.
Yeah. Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day and ciao for now.